Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Today we will cover a Saakhi about Baba Deep Singh Ji. So we're going to start off with a little bit of background about them. Baba Deep Singh Ji are one of the most respected Gursikhs in our rich history. They were born in the district of Amritsar, and at the age of 18 they received Amrit on Vaisakhi Day 1699. They spent many years at Damdama Sahib doing Seva and Sikhi Prachar, and they were also the head of the Shahidi Misal. So before we get into the main Saakhi, let's do a bit of Simran. Satnam Vaheguru, Satnam Vaheguru. 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 The year is approximately 1755. Ahmed Shah Abdali has come from Kabul to loot the land. This is his 5th invasion, and he's come with an army of 60,000, looting Agra, Vrindavan, and now reaching Delhi, the main city. But they don't just steal gold, silver and jewels. They kidnap girls, some as young as 14. In Delhi, there was an area near Jamia Masjid where Peers and Fakirs lived. The army also decided to go and wreak havoc there. They entered one old Fakir's house. In his house lived his daughter-in-law, granddaughter, and at that time his daughter had also come to visit. The army asked them to bring out all their valuables. The old Fakir said, "We are religious people, have some pity on us. My son has passed away, so I need to marry my granddaughter off with the little valuables we have." The soldiers said, "We don't want to hear about how religious you are, just get your valuables out." Once they had taken the valuables, these soldiers started glancing towards the women of the house. The Fakir said with hands and palms in prayer position, "Please don't harm them." But the soldiers went over and took off their burqa and started dragging them by their clothes. The Fakir started praying, "Please God, save the womenfolk of my house. Do something. Bring a storm down upon this house. It doesn't matter if the house is destroyed or we die. I cannot bear to see these ladies being dishonored. Save the dignity of my family." At that point, lightning and thunder occurred with such venom that the roof caved in. The soldiers died, but also the Fakir and most of his family died, apart from his granddaughter. However, more soldiers arrived shortly afterwards and put her into a cart and took her away. Seeing the atrocities being committed, someone travelled to Sabur Ki Talwandi in Punjab to seek the help of Baba Deep Singh Ji. They pleaded, "Babaji, please help save the honour and dignity of your daughters." So Babaji got 500 Singhs ready. They sent out scouts to find out the whereabouts of Abdali's army. When the scout returned, and he told Babaji of the location and said hundreds of kidnapped women were being held and taken back to Kabul, along with the treasures. Babaji got ready and went out into that direction. Let's just weigh up the numbers here. Baba Deep Singh Ji were in their 70s with 500 Singhs. Ahmed Shah Abdali is in his 30s, accompanied by 60,000 soldiers. Ahmed Shah Abdali is so powerful that while his army was looting Delhi, he came into the court of the Mughal emperor, sat on his throne, made the emperor sit at a lower point than him, and basically said to the emperor, "I have heard your daughter is very beautiful. I'm going to marry her." The emperor just accepted the proposition. Look at the bravery and courage of Baba Deep Singh Ji and the Singhs. The emperor's army did not engage with Ahmed Shah Abdali, but Baba Deep Singh Ji were ready to, with only 500 Singhs. Being this outnumbered by such a powerful opponent didn't deter them. The scout returns with information that Ahmed Shah Abdali will be passing in this direction. Baba Deep Singh Ji asks the scout to find out about the condition of his daughters. Look at this universal love Babaji shows. These girls, these women who were from a different faith and they had never met. Yet look at the care and affection Baba Deep Singh Ji showed these girls. They saw them as their own daughters. Baba Deep Singh Ji also asked the scout how many soldiers are guarding them and what challenges will we face to release them. The messenger came back after some time. He was troubled and said, "I couldn't bear look at the ladies and girls. They are guarded by guards with unsheathed swords around them. They are crying, they are in pain, cramped together and tied to one another by their gutta, their plaited hair, so that they can't move around. If they do move too much or ask for their freedom and honor to be saved, the soldiers shout at them, the soldiers slap them, and even worse, they sexually assault them. The girls are shouting out for help. They are shouting out for someone to come and save them." Baba Deep Singh Ji said to the Singhs, "Get ready for Shahidi, to sacrifice your life, to save the honor of our daughters." The Singhs mount their horses and ride towards the army. Shouting Jagare, they engage with the army of Ahmed Shah Abdali. The army are caught by surprise. Some 6 or 7 Singhs are shaheed, but the Jatha managed to free 300 girls and women, and they are brought back to Sabo Ki Talwandi. At Damdama Sahib, Baba Deep Singh Ji prepare a darbar where they speak to each girl and ask, "Where are you from? Are your family still alive, or have they been killed in the invasion? If you are alone, the Khalsa will look after you." Some of the girls said, "We have family, but we want to stay here in the protection of the Khalsa." Now cast your mind back to the Fakir's granddaughter. She came forward to Baba Deep Singh Ji. She said, "I have no one left. My grandfather was a Fakir, and the power of his prayer killed some soldiers. But as the roof collapsed, he was also killed. I am alone, Babaji. Who will I go to now?" Baba Deep Singh Ji said that you are our daughter now, don't worry. These were the days where the Khalsa used to restore people's faith. Khalsa Akal Purkh Ki Fauj. Baba Deep Singh Ji and the Singhs showed courage, bravery and love to go and free these women and girls who they saw as their own, yet again showing the virtue of oneness. Sangat Ji, I've made many mistakes during this session. Please forgive me. We will end with some Mool Mantras. Ik Oankar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirpo Nirvair Akal Murat Ajuni Saban Gur Prasad Jap Adi Sach Jugad Sach Hai Pi Sach Nanak Hosi Pi Sach Ik Oankar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirpo Nirvair Akal Murat Ajuni Saban Gur Prasad Jap Ad Sach Jugad Sach Hai Pi Sach Nanak Hosi Pi Sach Ik Oankar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirpo Nirvair Akal Murat Ajuni Saban Gur Prasad Jap Ad Sach Jugad Sach Hai Pi Sach Nanak Hosi Pi Sach Ik Oankar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirpo Nirvair Akal Murat Ajuni Saban Gur Prasad Jap Ad Sach Jugad Sach Hai Pi Sach Nanak Hosi Pi Sach Ik Oankar Satnam Karta Purkh Nirpo Nirvair Akal Murat Ajuni Saban Gur Prasad Jap Ad Sach Jugad Sach Hai Pi Sach Nanak Hosi Pi Sach Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh